Hello everybody, Baltmatrix here, and today we are taking a look at Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Siege Deluxe Class SKYTREAD. This figure is amazingly good. It is amazingly good looking, it is amazingly cool, it is just really amazing the fact that Hasbro even made this thing. For those of you that don't know, this figure is a duocon, meaning he has two unique alternate modes that combine together to form one robot mode. And those alt modes are a tank and a jet. And the robot mode is exquisite. Head sculpt is classic Generation 1 style. He is frowny, he is grumpy, and I love him. The figure comes with two different guns that can then combine into one bigger gun. So you've got the main tank gun, or I should say the barrel of the tank, here in his right hand, and then in his left hand is the gun that he uses in robot mode. And then both of them do combine, like so, to make a really big gun. Both of these guns can be stored anywhere on the 8 action attachment points, 4 on each side, 1 at the forearm, 1 at the shoulder, 1 at the lower leg, and 1 at the back wing. His wings fold back easily, and you could also just have them fold flat along the back of the figure, but I prefer to fold them back just a little bit so you get some more articulation. The figure's head is on a ball joint and can look down and can look up and can swivel side to side, though I have noticed on this specific figure there is some flaking happening, and that little bit just flaked off right at the top of his head where the two pieces were conjoined. That's just a weird oddity I've noticed on the plastic of flywheels specifically. Arm is on a set of hinges and can spin 360 degrees and can swivel in and out. There is a swivel just above the elbow in the upper arm and over 90-degree bend at the elbow. No fist articulation due to the transformation. There is torso articulation, but it's at the crotch. That's just because of the transformation. There is, again, a series of hinges and swivels in the thigh, and then the hip, a series of hinges at the hip, and then a thigh swivel, and a 90-degree bend at the knee, and then there is some foot articulation side to side, ankle articulation, and then there is forward and back movement on the foot. At the bottom of the foot, it looks like it's supposed to flip out extra heels. That is not the case because that's actually part of top of the tank. So just be wary of that and don't try to flip out extra heels. He already has plenty good heels. That was not good English. Now, it's no surprise that I'm not a huge fan of the battle damage or weathering aesthetic that's going on with this toy line. But thankfully, SKYTREAD's is limited to the front of the tank, or I should say the bottom part of his legs, and that makes sense. We'll cover more of that when we get to the actual vehicle modes. Compared to his Duocon brother, who I still have the extra bits that I got from my good friends over at Non-Nef Productions, they work incredibly well together. Or, I'm sorry, these two figures work incredibly well together. And you can actually combine them together. So we'll take the shirt and pants off SKYTREAD, and we'll take the shirt and pants off Battletrap, and then combine up some more shirt and pants. We'll do some switching on the clothing here. And there we go. I think Battletrap made out better. I'm sorry, Battletread made out better than Flytrap. Still, I love the fact that you could do this. That's perfect. I would have loved to have seen these guys have robot modes of their own, but I'm okay with the figure that we got. Let's go ahead and get into the transformation. The first thing we're going to do is fold the fists up into the forearms, and they will fold up nice and neat. Then grab the jet, or the front of the jet, fold that up, and flip up the head into the back of the jet mode, and then just push it back up a little bit. Next, come down to the tummy. Fold the arms out, and then come into these sections here on the sides of the flanks of the tummy, and fold them out. Then this piece that the tip of the nose cone plugs into, fold that down and snap it into the rear of the fuselage of the plane. Then take the arms and put them down, fold them in, and then turn the forearms so that the little tab is pointing towards the inside of the jet mode, or just turn it so that the fist, the folded up fist, is pointing towards the bottom of the jet mode. So just do that for both sides, then bring them together, and you angle the shoulders down just a bit, and the fists will snap together, and then there are 2 pegs that will peg into these 2 slots in the forearms. And that does require a bit of force to plug those in. Then we could fold the wings down, and we have the jet mode. Oh, and when you fold the wings down, they will peg into these little tab holes right there. And we have this nice little jet mode that's got a bit of robot kibble underneath, but I could totally forgive it because the guns that are on the tops of the fists are pointing down. Okay, that's not the only reason, but you can armor up the jet mode with both of the weapons, and you can put the weapons in one of 5, 6 different places. So we have these 2 shoulder points here, 2 under the wings, 1 under the nose cone, and then 1 on the top of the jet. So you could fully arm up the jet to look absolutely ridiculous if you want. And now we move on to the pants. First up, we're going to first reach inside the legs and fold out these large panels until you hear them snap. Snap in a good way, just not off. Combine the legs, fold the legs down like so. Then when you do that, make sure the legs or the toes are fully combined, and then take the hips and the upper legs, and they will fold into the shins, and then peg into these 2 little peg holes or pegs right there. And this is actually a lot harder than it looks, because this crotch headpiece does not want to peg in. And you kind of need it to, in order to, 1, close these panels up here, which don't close all the way, and 2, attach the barrel to the tank. And that barrel will just drop right in here, and if that head isn't all the way down, it A, won't stay in all that well, and B, will be pointing at the ground like that. So you really just have to play with it, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to take some sandpaper or an emery board or maybe even an X-Acto knife to clear some space there. But that is the tank mode. And the tank mode has 4 different points to plug weapons into. Technically a 5th with the barrel plug, but 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can armor this section or this part of the figure up as well. I don't know why it is so oddly satisfying to have SKYTREAD kitted out completely with large bits of weaponry. I don't know why. It pleases me in my 8-year-old brain for some reason. As promised, we're going to talk about the weathering effect, and it works well here. Both sides have weathering or battle damage or battle scarring on the sides of the treads in tank mode, and it works perfectly well. It makes sense. It really does make sense, at least to me, that that's where the weathering would be, not on the plane, but on the tank. You could totally pull off the original G1 aesthetic of having the plane sitting on the tank, but it doesn't auto-transform for you, unfortunately. I would be really interested to see if Hasbro could pull it off. I don't think they could, but it would be really cool. I have a feeling that the third-party scene is going to be releasing a fully transformable version of this figure. Maybe not anytime soon, but maybe in a few years we'll see it. That would be interesting to see. Is it even possible? I don't know. But, I mean, it's 2018. I legitimately did not think I'd ever see a Flywheels or a Battle Trap figure. Ever. They were, even back in the day, kind of a joke. The toys weren't that great. Sure, they were fun, but they were like the pop-up starters, Top Spin and Twin Twist. They weren't the greatest thing in the world. This figure, though, is so much fun. I strongly recommend picking it up if you could find it. It's real good, guys. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. It works with Battle Trap, for crying out loud. Yes, as I said, I'm a little bit disappointed that Hasbro wasn't able to make this guy fully transformable the way Battletrap is, but I'm fine with it as is. In fact, I kind of love to see a Battletrap that didn't have two forms and see what that would end up like, just for giggles. Anyway, I really like this figure. I think you should pick it up if you can. Please let me know what you think of the figure down in the comments. Hit that like and subscribe button. As always, I am Baltmatrix, and I will catch you next time.